There have been some concerns since Blizzard announced Overwatch will be a full price title, $40 or $60 on console, as to how Blizzard is actually planning post-release content. Now, Overwatch is all about being able to switch characters on the fly to whoever you want. It's all about team versus team. So if the other team has a composition that you can't fight against, you simply change to another composition or another hero, and perhaps you can beat them. And obviously if you're locking off heroes behind a DLC wall, that wouldn't work, and obviously map packs split the community. And now, happily, they have confirmed that post-release heroes and maps will be free. And Jeff Kaplan, who is the game director, said, quote, "We have ideas for additional maps and heroes that we'd like to add to the game. So we thought about this and decided the best way to add them to the game is to patch them in as free content and not as DLC. So hopefully that alleviates some concerns that people have. Some of these heroes we've even hinted at for those of you who are paying attention to our maps. There are some Easter eggs." Now, some are going to be wondering, well, what are we getting? When are we getting it? And unfortunately, they're staying vague. They said, quote, "We don't have an exact timeline of when new heroes will be added to the game, how soon after launch, or how many. That's something we really need to get a feel for what's healthy for the game. So I don't have a lot of specific details there. We just know that when we patch a new hero into the game, we want it to be free and not as DLC." So what does this mean? Well, we don't know. They've obviously got some future DLC plans for the game, you know, wanting to support the game long term, of course, requires a bit more money longer down the line. Of course, you've got all the money from the launch and whatnot, but if you want to keep the service running for a long period of time, then DLC or expansions or something needs to happen. I really think it's great they're not going to be charging for heroes and maps. That's fantastic. As I said, Overwatch is all about changing heroes, and if some of those heroes are locked off behind a paywall, that's just going to really limit what you can do in terms of your team composition. So that's great, perfect. I'm glad that they've done this. So, but what will they do? Well, there's a couple of options. They could sell skins or cosmetic things for your character, purely cosmetic. So, you know, you want a purple Mercy or whatever? Cool, go for it. Or they could do their traditional Blizzard thing of just doing expansions like they do with Diablo and of course StarCraft and World of Warcraft. They could go that route too. Knowing Blizzard, I think they feel more comfortable with the expansion model. But that's of course a rather more long-term investment. But I think expansions would go down well. Skins, well, I think that depends on what people say. As long as they're not giving you any in-game effect, if it's just purely cosmetic, then that's okay. So, I want to hear your thoughts. Since they're not going to be charging for maps and heroes, what would you like to see them do? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.